Hello and welcome to my 9th studio vlog. So I bought some clear pencil cases. I believe I got these off Amazon. And I decided I wanted to play around with my Cricut Maker and the vinyl that you've probably seen in my previous videos if you've seen them. I wanted to decorate them, or at least decorate one of them depending on how much time I have. So I've kind of decided to pick this purple to go on the blue case. It's one of my favourite shades of it's like a lilac-y lavender. This one has a slight glossy sheen to it, but that is just the backing that you will peel off eventually. And then I've got my mat. My mat is getting quite old, as in the stickiness is kind of gone now, but nothing really sticks to it. But yeah, so I've wanted to go with like a kind of cute cottagecore mushroom idea. So on the Cricut Access, which I have a free trial with at the moment, I found this cute little mushroom design, so I kind of scaled it to the size that I wanted, and I'm just ready to cut it out on the Cricut Maker. I always find watching the machine cut anything on it, I find it really satisfying. I end up like sitting and just staring at it while it's cutting. I mean, I could really be doing other things, but no, every time I almost can guarantee that I'm just sat there watching this till the very end. But there we go, there's the design, it's all cut out. So I'm cutting around the edges of it, just so it makes it easier to take like weeding the excess vinyl that I don't really need. I always find this really satisfying, just like peeling the negative bits off it. It is very messy though. I tend to get I'll walk around all day not knowing that I've had like a piece of vinyl stuck to my clothes the whole time. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't stick very well to the backing, so I always have to make sure to, when I'm peeling it off, to be quite careful and make sure that I can kind of put it back down in the right and correct place. So I've got the transfer sheet here, which I'm going to stick on with the squeegee. I'm just making sure to scrape it down like all of the other videos I've shown. Just make sure that you really scrape it down onto the stick, because otherwise it's not going to take well, and it just makes it a lot quicker. It always takes me so long to find the perfect placement because I am such a perfectionist, but luckily with this one it didn't take me too long, and it's fairly central. I would say there's a few millimeters here and there, but you know, that's all good. And I chose a few other patterns. So this one I chose a butterfly, and I thought I could do a little kind of symmetrical piece either side. So I have this butterfly and I'll replicate it on the other side. I was just feeling kind of very naturey, like mushrooms, butterflies, flowers, but in a kind of modern esque way with the line art cut out. I thought it'd work well with the clear backing. Again, taking my time and lining it up, making sure it's perfect. And I decided to go, one of my favourite flowers, as you might know from a lot of my art that I do, is roses. So I decided to kind of fill in the gap at the bottom with this really nice rose design. All of these designs I have got off Cricut Access, and like I've said, I've got a free trial, so I'm trying to make the most of it at the moment using what designs they have on there. I always save the backing because you can reuse it. So here's the finished thing. I'm really happy how this turned out. It's two of my favourite colours. It's like this turquoisey, tealy kind of nice blue, and then this like lilac lavender purple. And you can see it better with this kind of white backing. I think it really works with the clear vinyl like fabric of the pencil case. I would say it is very crumpled from the post. They were like flat packed, so I had like a hard time trying to make them look somewhat normal. And I'm just putting in some pencils and pens just to test out what it looks like. See if the design stands out enough. And yeah, it works so well. I'm actually really pleased with this. I mean, any of my friends and family, please, you'll probably, if you have a lot of pens and pencils, expect random gifts from me having random vinyl designs stuck on everything. But yeah, it worked really well. So I recently have been borrowing from a co-worker at work one of the Cricut, I think it's one of the Cricut Joy Easy Press, I'm trying to remember the name, but it's like a heat press, it's like a mini, yeah, there we go, mini heat press. And I found one of my mum's pencil cases, and at the time she did not know that I was going to do this, but I thought it was the perfect fabric, and I thought it would hold up to the heat press, and she loves ravens. So I found this design also just searching Halloween into the Cricut Access designs, and I just thought it would look really great in the corner of this pencil case, leaving like enough space to be able to fill it up. But yeah, the Cricut Easy Press, mini but mighty. I will have to thank my co-worker as well for lending this to me, because I wasn't fully committed into buying one without testing it, so this has really helped me figure out whether to get one or not, or just kind of stick to using an iron for any iron-on vinyl. So I'm just cutting out the design, and this is kind of a matte iron-on vinyl, and it has a sheet on the back that should stay so I can like peel everything off. Again, super satisfying to watch. So I have the press here, and I'm just about to heat it up. Make sure not many things around you that can melt. So this is the surface of it. It's quite small. I find it really cute. It's like a little mini iron, and you just have to press the button. I'm doing it at the highest temperature because that's how much the vinyl that I have takes, and just setting it aside while it heats up and checking out the positioning on where I want to put it on this pencil case. I'm really happy with this design. It cut really well on the vinyl as well. And also I should mention that the lady that I'm borrowing this from also gave me the vinyl, as I didn't actually have any to test this with. So I've got like an old bit of cloth that I've had lying around that's got bits of paint and stuff, and I'm just using it to protect the heat press because I don't want to mark it or anything. And I'm just putting a good amount of pressure down. I have a mat underneath this as well, just to protect the inside. And for it to be able to adhere completely, you kind of have to put a lot of pressure on using this mini one. When there is bigger ones that you can use that are quite easy because they have a lock in place that has a pressure lock too. But with this one, obviously you can't do that. So it's just you're kind of just punching it in with your arm. I mean, that's what I did. I don't know. So probably someone watching this is going, you are doing it completely wrong. But I'm just trialing it out and seeing how it goes. So I have finally finished it and I'm super happy. I do need to go back and iron out the creases on the pencil case, but this design worked perfectly, it adhered perfectly. I have like test scratched it as well and I can't seem to peel it off at all. And I don't know where to look to see if I've burnt the vinyl or not, but as far as I know it worked really well. And hopefully my mum will like this. I just kind of did it without her permission, but she loves ravens and I think she'll like this. So I went for a walk with my friend with her corgi Percy again, and it was such a lovely day. I mean, it's been so rainy recently, so it was just nice to get out in a sunny blue sky day. So I recently got this jumper from Skinny Dip and I've been obsessed with it. So here's some cringy footage of me with my outfit of the day. So I bought one of these Pokemon figures. They're usually like a blind box, so you don't really know what you're getting in them, but I managed to get this off YY Kawaii merch one on Instagram, and you could pick which figure you wanted. So I got the Mimikyu and Drifloon one, and I really love the design feature of this, is that you can kind of hang the Pokemon figures on the display figure, and they kind of rock back and forth, and they just add a little bit more life to the figure with the movement. And oh my gosh, I love the colours. I really love the yellow with the purple and like the little like stars and clouds. So I've put it together here. It's so cute, and I just love that Mimikyu's kind of looking up at Drifloon, and it has like a little, it kind of looks like a trophy base to me. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. It's really super cute. And the purple matches with the Drifloon so well. I mean, both of them with the yellow on top, which is kind of the Mimikyu colour, and they like contrast. But yeah, and then it kind of hooks on at the top here, when I eventually can get it on. And it will be a really cool feature, which I'll be adding to my display of Pokemon merch that I have here. Like you can see, they're all kind of crammed into the corner of a bookshelf at the moment. But look how cute that is. And I'm a big fan of Mimikyu. I do have a toy of him and the figure there. But yeah, really cute. So I'm not sure how many people are fans of BTS. I am quite a big fan of them, and they recently brought out a new song called Butter, and alongside it a music video that was released, and I've been watching it quite a lot, and also listening to the song on release day I would say probably 30 to 40 times. I was like going around anyone that I could see in the path and be like, you need to watch this video. And unfortunately my partner ended up having to watch it quite a few times with me. But I decided from the video I really loved the look that Jungkook has gone for this particular video, and his hair in it was stunning, and it kind of changed from being like a really bright vibrant blue to like a dark tone purple nearer to the roots. But I decided to draw like a base sketch on this picture that you can see that I have as my reference, and then I wanted to incorporate other bits of his looks throughout the video. So it's kind of like a mash of like when they're kind of in the sports hall and he's got really bright, vibrant, like bluey purple hair. And I really liked the parts when he has it kind of tied back as well, because I don't know, I just really like long hair. And it looks really nice when it's tied back, but it looks lovely when it's down as well. I was just kind of obsessed with his look in it. And I don't normally have like major favourites in the BTS. I kind of love all of them. And I have said in like the past that I love Jin, but like I just keep on like flipping and all of the BTS members are my favourite. And at the moment Jungkook just kind of stood out for me, and it was kind of like a shock, like oh my gosh, like he looks amazing in this video. And it was just nice and relaxing to work on a piece that I'm really inspired with at the moment. And I haven't done too much like portrait kind of pop arty like block color work in a while, like portrait wise. So it was a nice kind of task and like renewal of that skill that I have kind of set back in the back of my brain somewhere. And I did struggle a bit with the shadows, just trying to work out where they would hit on his face and like looking back and forth to the reference photo and seeing where the shadows were in that, but also wanting to incorporate a new light like center on the picture and figuring out where the light would have hit on my photo that I picked. But I think I kind of came up with a good balance, and like talking to like my partner and like my family and friends and asking like, am I adding too much detail? Should I just keep it simple? And kind of in the end I kind of went with like just keeping it a bit more simple and trying not to overthink it too much, because a lot of my like drawings I tend to put like way too much into it and I end up like hating it at the end. Whereas like at the start I really loved it and I just overworked it too much. But I mean, the good thing about doing this digitally is if that happens, you can easily just click undo, or I'm using Procreate, you just double tap and it's gone. Whereas when you have like a physical picture that you have to commit to, once you've done that, in most cases you can't really take that back and you have to try and cover it or incorporate it into what your original idea is. So using digital art for this helped, and it didn't put too much pressure on me to make it like perfect, and I knew that I could always go back and change different things quite easily. But in all of this footage that you've seen, his hair looks a lot bluer, but actually in the original drawing that I'm looking at through the iPad, it's more purple toned. So I tried to capture in different lights in the music video. His hair has like a purple sheen to it, but also when you see certain lights hit it, it's quite like a ultramarine bright blue. And hopefully I kind of got that across, and I kind of played around with the outfit that he's wearing, so it's not particularly fully true to the stuff he's wearing in that, but I wanted it to have that kind of original element to it but still feel like it's from the video. And I've got like I downloaded the time lapse from Procreate because I thought it'd be interesting to see the process and like how I worked through different things. But yeah, I really liked the flow of the hair that I got going on and kind of the line art for that. And I was kind of umming and ahhing whether his face looked enough like him, but in the end I kind of just realised that I shouldn't just stress so much about it. And I actually am really happy with how this turned out. And also using the kind of airbrush feature to kind of get the shadows a bit more flowy and kind of like angel-like in a way and smooth, because every time I see these videos they always have like very angel like faces and stuff, and I wanted to incorporate that because I usually use quite harsh block colour shadows, and then incorporating that yellow into the background, which is kind of like the logo and stuff. And I was playing around with the backgrounds because I couldn't decide what I wanted to add to it, but I ended up with the like dripping butter effect with like a darker tone background, which I was really happy with. And I hope you enjoy this piece. I will be posting it on my social media, and I'm contemplating whether to put any prints in my shop or any stickers from this. But I will keep you informed all on my Instagram with that. But yeah, I'm super happy and I hope you enjoyed this. And we are coming up to the end of this video. But if you liked watching this and you've got to the end and you haven't already been subscribed to me, I would really appreciate if you gave me a subscribe and maybe gave me a like on the video if you enjoyed it. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!